They're in the back of this
We'll be
cc&d
quiet
issue
now.
collection book called After the Blues.
After the blues. After
Yes.
the blues? Yeah.
After the Blues.
Just
That's what
looks
that
different.
weird typeface says.
It is weird.
After the Blues. Yes. Like teeth.
What happens after the blues? You're going to tell me
Blues
now.
music.
Oh, blues music.
Because
right.
that was from a poem about a woman who goes to the open mic at Poetry Aloud. And she had a poem titled that, and that happened to become the title of this. But anywho, this is something that appears in the end of that book, and this first one is called Queen Isis, and it was originally in the show's Thoughts on Peace that was at the High Faith Center.
I remember that.
Yeah, way back in the day. It's called Queen Isis, Battling for Peace.
Okay.
Try to remember your breathing exercises. Inhale. Exhale. The drive-by media, talking heads hurl insults, hatred for either contender for the next president of the United States. See the screen's ticker at the bottom of the number of dead from the last mass shooting. Fort Myers, Dallas, Nice, Orlando, San Bernardino, Sandy Hook. Try to remember to focus on your breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Then the past floods you. Boston, Columbine, Waco, Wisconsin's Sikh temple. This breathing alone doesn't take on terror when strikes hit Egypt. Remember the Egyptian goddess Isis, patroness of nature and wisdom.
Yeah.
Her crown was actually a throne, the seat for her child, the pharaoh. She listened to the prayers of the aristocrats, the wealthy, the rulers, but she also befriended the downtrodden, the sinners, and the slaves. Goddess of rebirth, Isis was the first child of the gods of earth and sky. Isis was also goddess of reincarnation and the protector of the dead. Isis's magic spells and rituals were revered for protection and healing. So, no, this breathing is getting easier, you know. Inhale, exhale. But it angers me how her name has been usurped by terrorists who kill. And sure, Isis was worshipped in pagan religions, but Iraq and Syria took her name and changed the meaning from another god to cause chaos, spread hatred, and slaughter the masses with impunity. Wait a minute. Get back to the breathing. Inhale, exhale. Because the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria may mean evil, but these terrorists will never win when you have earth and sky on your side. Because peace isn't magic when health and prosperity are on your side, thanks to the better Isis ruling nature and wisdom. I tell you, remember to keep your breathing. Inhale, exhale. Because if history battles for the Isis name, remember, the legacy of true peace and love with the goddess Isis will always win.
Oh, lovely.
And there is one other piece, and it is more prose, and it's an excerpt from a cc&d book, and it's called Choices We Make. Recently, I watched the History Channel show that discussed the history of mankind on planet Earth. And when humanity got around the Middle Ages, they mentioned that at this time, people then started farming animals for food. And once they did, infections moved from animals to humans, starting many plagues. Translation, when they started treating animals as livestock for mass consumption, that's when plagues came on the scene, killing massive portions of our population.
Correct.
So fast forward to meat production today. People even now still think, oh, we know how to take care of ourselves now, so we can cut corners on how we treat the animals so that we can mass produce them and process more meat so that we can feed a larger population and have higher profits. I get it. Making things on a mass scale means cutting corners to get more things done, but oftentimes people forget what they sacrifice for a higher profit. Think of it now. How many times have we heard that, say, salmonella has taken a whole shipment of food to be bad? So news reporters have to say, go check the codes on packages of processed food. You buy them and make sure that they're safe. Or how many times have we heard that another animal with mad cow disease has been found? So if anyone got meat from X restaurant or purchased meat from X grocery stores, don't eat that meat that you paid for. And if you've consumed any meat from X, check to see if you've got symptoms Y or Z. They don't tell you to consult a physician immediately because they wouldn't want to scare you. And everyone has too much invested in meat industries to tell you that the consuming meat might be a bad idea. It is possible to have enough protein with a plant-based diet. China lived with plenty of protein and no real red meat and never had a problem with their diets until they adopted a Western fast food diet.
Right.
That's when they started getting heart attacks and type 2 diabetes, living the American dream.
Yep.
We blindly think that we need more red meat to get more protein, but when people eat so much protein, the way Americans do, your body can't process the excess protein and actually pulls calcium away from your bones to help get that extra meat through your body. Who knows? Maybe that is why so many more people now have osteoporosis.
Yep.
Globally, we could be feeding 17 times more people with the same resources used for meat production. And that's not even a moral argument. It's just a more peaceful one. Because, really, less killing and more peace is healthier for you, too.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Now that was a two-piece.